Hey guys, I want to share some verses with you found in John 6 today. The first one is in verse 33 and 35. It says, "For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst." Jesus was speaking these words to the people after they had seen him perform these miracles over these 5,000 people and feeding them. They had come out to listen to him and they had no food. And Jesus said, man, we need to feed them. And he multiplied a few little loaves of bread and a few little fish, and he fed 5,000 people. Well, 5,000 men, might have been a whole lot more people. But these people were hungry for more. And that's the way we should be. Jesus used parallels from our carnal nature to our spiritual nature. He talked about the bread that he provided for these people, but then he brings it to the spiritual side and says, I am that bread. He says, I am the bread that if you take of me, you will never hunger. If you take of me, I'm that drink. If you take of me, you will never thirst. I'm everything that you need. So liken it today. Today as you go about your business, or tomorrow as you go about your business, think, oh, I'm going to feed my flesh. I'm going to eat some breakfast. I'm going to eat some lunch. I'm fixing to go in there and eat some lunch right now. I'm going to eat some dinner. I'm going to have some snack time. I'm going to feed my fleshly man. But we have to remember that we have a spirit man, which is the real us, which lives on for eternity. And are we taking care of that portion of our life too? Our spirit man needs fed. And Jesus is our bread. He's our water. He's our breath. He's everything that we need. Let's turn to verse 48 and 51, and he goes on to say it again. He says, I am the bread of life. I am the living bread which came down from heaven, and if any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. He's given it for the whole world. That includes you. He is what you need. We talked last week about spending time throughout your day, not just excluding God from your day, but evening, morning, and at noon. Not that life is really busy. Whatever your stage is in life, your life is busy. I know it is. And you may not have that time to spend an hour reading and studying the word at one time, or you may not have an hour to spend in time in prayer. We need to take the time throughout the day. It's really good to set aside time. For anything that's important to you, you need to set aside time. And God's word is vitally important. But throughout the day, you may only have 2 minutes. You may only have 30 seconds to say, oh God, I need your help with this. Or you may have only a couple seconds to say, oh, I praise you for this thing that you have blessed us with. But including God throughout your day is what we talked about last week. But this is a step further, just remembering that Jesus is that portion that we need. He is that bread. If you're searching, whatever it is that you're searching for, if it's peace or contentment, or maybe you have fears that are coming against you, whatever it is that you need, he is that breath for you. He is that bread and that water. He is that sustaining force that says, man, just take of me. Have you ever taken communion? And that's a physical remembrance of what he did for us when he died on the cross. He shed his blood. He gave his life for us. And then we remember that when we take that bread and that cup and we say, oh, I do this in remembrance of him. But we need to continue to do that spiritually every day, that we take on Jesus, that we spend time with him, walk with him, and talk with him throughout our day, not just one time a day or one time a week. If you've never asked Jesus into your heart, ask him now. Say, God, come. Jesus, I believe in you. Come dwell in me. I need that life, that breath, that bread, that water. I need you, Lord. He met a woman at a well who was dipping. Jesus met this woman who was getting water from the well, and Jesus said, man, I have water. If you take of this, you'll never need to dip from this well again. You'll never thirst again. And the lady says, man, I want that water. And she partaked of that from Jesus because he is all that we need every day, all day, every day. So remember that this week. Read through all of John, well, just John 6, but you can read through all of John. If you don't read the Bible much, John is a great place to start. There are so many promises and so many little stories and parallels that Jesus gives us throughout the book of John. So get your word out. Spend time with God. Take of that bread and that water. Feed your spirit man, not just your fleshly man. Your spirit man needs fed too.